Today I have for you a shorter flow and focus a little bit more on the upper body, but it will be a well-rounded practice. Okay, let's just get straight into it. So we're going to start in a seated position. You can sit like this with the legs crossed. If this is uncomfortable for you, if your knees are up here, you can place a pillow or a rolled up blanket underneath the hips to elevate the hips. This is going to just make that a little bit more comfortable for you. So then sit nice and tall, find length in the spine, and you can rest the hands down on your knees, your thighs, your lap, wherever feels comfortable. And then when you're ready, start to close the eyes. And we're going to start with just a couple of moments here to arrive before we start to move into the practice. So straight away, we're trying to slow everything down, bring awareness to the breath. So start to exhale and empty all the air out of the lungs completely. And then take an inhale through the nose for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. And then release slowly for a count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. Exhale slowly, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more like that. Hold the breath here. And inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Exhale slowly, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then release. Let the breath come back to its natural pace. Soften into the shoulders, relax your face muscles. Just noticing the pace of the breath now without forcing it or changing it in any way. Just watching the breath. Running a little body scan from head to toe, noticing any areas of tension or tightness in the body. Just noticing how you're arriving today, how you're feeling in the body. On your next breath in, you can start to blink open the eyes and reach the arms up and over the head. Bring the palms together. And as you exhale, bring the right hand to the floor. Left arm reaches up and over the head, and you can gaze up towards the sky or the ceiling. And each time you inhale here, see if you can feel that expansion of the rib cage, the left side of the rib cage. Each time you exhale, maybe you can reach the fingers a little bit further overhead. And then inhale, come back up through center. And exhale, take it over to the other side. Keeping both sitting bones grounded on the floor. Take a breath in, feel that expansion in the right side of your rib cage this time. Feeling that little stretch. And then as you exhale, maybe you reach the right fingertips a little bit further if you have space and if it feels good. And then inhale, come back up through center. This time we're going to bring the fingertips behind the head. And as you inhale, start to pull the elbows back, lift the heart and the chest up towards the sky. I meant to say the heart and the gaze. And then exhale, round through the spine, tuck the chin to the chest and draw the elbows together. And then let's keep moving like that with the breath. So inhaling as you open. Exhaling as you round and close. One more time, inhale, open. Feel that expansion of the chest. And exhale, close. And then inhale, open, reaching the arms back up towards the sky. This time as you exhale, just lean the upper body forward and walk the hands forward, coming into a forward fold. So don't worry about how deep you can go here. Maybe you can come all the way to the floor. Maybe you're here and this is enough for you. That's perfect. Just listen to the body. We're just looking for a gentle stretch in the outer hip. It'll depend which hip you feel this in, depending on which leg you have forward or back. You might feel this into your lower back as well. But we're just looking for a gentle stretch here. Maybe take a little rock from left to right if that feels good. And then walking the hands back through center. And then switching the position of the legs now. So whichever leg was behind is now going to come in front. And then we're just going to walk the hands forward again, taking that gentle forward fold, landing wherever feels nourishing and nice for you. Remembering that this is your practice and you're here to feel good. So if at any point throughout this practice I'm giving you guidance to go somewhere that doesn't feel quite right, just know that you can modify, you can do your own thing. No one's forcing you to do anything. This is your practice. So make any modifications, any adjustments that you need to feel good. And then when you're ready, start to walk the fingertips back towards you. And then just roll over your knees. We're going to come into a tabletop position. I'll just rotate on my mat. And then let's take a few rounds of cat-cow here. So on an inhale, drop in the belly, looking forward, finding that little arch in the lower back. And then exhaling, press the ground away, tuck the tailbone under, bring the chin to the chest. Again, inhaling, drop the belly, look forward, find that arch in the spine, and then exhale, rounding through the spine, really doming the upper part of the back, stretching in between the shoulder blades. 2 more here, moving with the breath, inhaling to drop the belly, exhaling to round the spine. 1 more, inhale, drop the belly, and exhale, round. Tuck the chin to the chest. And then inhaling, come back to neutral. Slide your left hand underneath your face, roughly-ish. And then inhale, reaching the right arm up towards the sky. And as you exhale, thread the right arm underneath the chest, palm facing up, and the right side of the face is going to rest down onto the floor for thread the needle. So you can keep the left hand here where it is, or you can start to walk the left hand forward. And then just notice here if the weight is more into the left knee than the right. If that's you and you notice the hips have wandered over to the left, then just actively draw the hips back over to the right and feel the weight evenly distributed now in between the knees. We've got 1 more breath here, so if you want to take this into a bind by reaching the left hand up and behind your lower back, let your left hand sit in the right hip crease. If this is too much, then just come back to where you were before. Don't want to feel any sensations of pain or strain in the neck, so if you are, then just ease out of this pose. Take 1 more breath in. And then exhale, release, pressing into your left hand, coming out of the pose the same way you came in. So reaching the right arm up towards the sky, open up through the chest. And then exhale to release, come back into tabletop position. And we'll go straight into the other side. So slide in the right hand underneath your face this time. Inhale, reach the left arm up towards the sky. Find as much length as you can from the right hand to the left fingertips. And then exhale, thread in the left arm underneath the chest. Let the left side of your cheek rest onto the floor. And then choose where the right hand wants to be. Maybe it stays here and in front of the face for support. Maybe you start to walk the right hand forward and straighten the right arm. And then just pause in here, checking in again. Where is the weight distributed? Are you placing more weight into one knee? Have the hips wandered over to the right? Can you pull the hips back over to the left and evenly distribute the weight in between your knees? And then if you want to take the bind, if you took it on the other side, you can reach the right hand behind you, letting the hand rest in the left hip crease. And as you breathe here, just noticing where do you feel the breath in the body. Maybe you feel it in the upper part of your back, the mid part, your lower belly. 1 more deep breath in. And then release, pressing down in through the right hand to lift yourself up, reaching the left hand up towards the sky to reset, and then make your way back into a tabletop position. From here, you can tuck the toes under and then lift the hips up for downward facing dog. Pressing the ground away, pushing the torso towards the thighs, gazing either between your toes or up towards your navel. And start to pedal out the feet, bending one knee, bending the other. And then finding some stillness in your downward facing dog. On an inhale, look towards your fingers, come up onto the toes. And as you exhale, start to walk your way to the front of the mat for a forward fold. Take a gentle sway from left to right. Maybe nod the head yes and shake the head no, releasing any tension in the neck. And then coming back to center, take an inhale, lift up halfway as you find length in the spine, look forward. As you exhale, fold all the way down. Now inhale, roll it all the way up to standing, reaching the arms up and over the head, bring the palms together. And exhale, lower the hands down in front of the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, set the hands down, step the feet back, plank pose. Now shift forward on the toes, bend the elbows for chaturanga, and inhale, upward facing dog. Pressing into the tops of the feet, draw the shoulders back, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now from here, again, take an inhale, look towards your fingers, come up onto the toes, and you can step or hop to the front of the mat for a forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. This time as you exhale, place the hands on the floor, step the right foot back to the back of the mat and drop the right knee. Now on an inhale, we're going to open the arms, cactus the arms, and draw the elbows back, just like we did at the beginning, lifting the chest and the gaze up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, start to reach the fingertips forward, round through the spine and tuck the chin to the chest. And then inhale, open up, bring your heart up towards the sky. And then exhale, round through the upper back, bring the fingertips together. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, open up, feel that expansion in the chest as you breathe in. And then exhale, round it forward, reaching the fingertips as far forward as you can. One more, inhale, open. And then exhale, round through the spine. Bring the hands down towards the floor, the fingertips towards the floor. Send your left knee back to meet the right. And then we're going to lower all the way down to the belly, nice and slow, keeping the elbows tucked into the ribcage. Good. Now shoot your right hand out to the right side in the shape of a T. So the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder are all in one line. Bring your left fingertips to the floor, just outside of your face. Just next to your face would make more sense. And then we're going to roll onto the right hip. Now maybe you stay here. We're looking for a sensation in the right shoulder here. If you're here and you don't feel anything, you can start to bend your top leg, your left leg, and set the foot down behind you. If you still don't feel anything here, you can start to slide your right hand a little bit further up the floor. If you still don't feel anything, then slide your hand back down to where it was before and bend the elbow so you come into this sort of cactus shape that we've taken a few times already this class. But this variation is a lot more intense, so just to make sure you can see me properly. So the elbow would then, the hand would be like this on the floor with the palm facing down. But yes, this variation is a little bit more intense, so just go easy here, and we're just staying for one more deep breath in. And then exhale, come back onto the belly. And then bring the hands either side of your face, grip the fingertips into the floor, have the palms lifted up, and open the feet just maybe as wide as the mat, if that feels good. And then on an inhale, start to roll the upper body up, squeeze the glutes, gaze forward, and then exhale, slowly lower back down. We're going to do that twice more. Inhale as you slowly start to lift up, using the muscles in the back and the core to lift you up. And exhale, lowering back down. One more time, inhale, slowly lowering up, pressing into the fingertips. Squeezing the glutes, and then exhale, rolling back down. Nice, now reach the left hand out to the left side. We're taking that shoulder stretch on the other side. So again, tent the right fingertips, gripping the fingers into the floor, and start by rolling onto the left hip. Maybe this side, this feels enough. Might feel different to the last side. That's okay, that's normal. If you need a little bit more, you can bend your top knee and set the right foot down onto the floor. If you still need more here, you can play around with either sliding this left hand up the floor a little bit so the hand comes closer to your face, or you can cactus the arm, so bend in the left elbow. And this is a lot more intense. So just take it easy here. Figure out which one feels most nourishing for you right now. And then we're staying for 2 breaths, breathing in deeply through the nose. And breathing out slowly. One more breath in, and just notice where you feel the expansion of the breath. Maybe you feel it in the shoulder, maybe you feel it somewhere else. And then on an exhale, lowering all the way back down to the belly. Slide your hands underneath the shoulders, press yourself back into a child's pose. Open the knees wide, bring the big toes to touch, and sit the hips back on the heels. Reaching the arms forward, and then let the forehead rest down towards the mat. If you need a little bit more here, you can again lift up the palms of the hands and come onto the fingertips. It's just going to deepen that stretch down the sides of your body. Take a deep breath in. Feel the whole backside of the ribcage expand with the breath. And then feel it contract as you slowly breathe out. One more here. And with the exhale, maybe you find you have a little bit more space. Maybe you walk the hands forward just an inch or so more. And then release. Press yourself back up into this tabletop position. Tucking the toes under, lifting the hips, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, look towards your fingers. And then coming up onto the toes as you exhale, walk or hop to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rolling all the way up to standing, reaching the arms up, palms together. Exhale, lowering the hands down in front of the heart. Inhale, arms up. Look towards your thumbs. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. This time as you exhale, we're stepping the left foot to the back of the mat. Drop the left knee, untuck the toes. And then inhale, reach the arms up, and then pull the elbows back, making that cactus shape with the arms again. And then exhale, round the upper body forward, bring the fingertips together, reach forward with the fingertips. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round forward. Twice more, inhale, open up. Feel the chest expand as you breathe in. And then exhale, round it forward, rounding up through the upper part of the spine, tuck the chin to the chest. Last one here, inhale, open. And exhale, close and round it off. Now reach the fingertips down towards the floor. And we're gonna tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and then send your right foot back to meet the left. So we're coming into a plank pose. Now shift forward on the toes, bend the elbows, lower down chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Taking 2 breaths here, spread the fingertips nice and wide and gripping into the tips of the fingers so that we're evenly distributing the weight in between the hands. That way we avoid dumping too much weight into the outside cartilage of the wrists. And then when you're ready, take an inhale, reach the right leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, draw the knee into the chest, and then bring the foot to land at the front of the mat, in between the hands. Then we're going to pivot the back foot so the toes face the long edge of the mat, and inhale, windmill the arms up, warrior two. So making sure you have this nice big bend in the front knee, strong and active in the back leg, pressing down into the outside edge of your back foot. Reaching the fingers out to the sides, gazes over your front middle finger. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, maybe you find a little bit of a deeper bend in that knee. And then release. Bring the hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Roll the shoulders back and down, and then draw the fists away from the body. Lift the chest up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. Feel that expansion in the chest once again. And then as you exhale, start to lean the upper body forward for humble warrior. So the right shoulder comes to the inside of the right knee, and the arms are reaching up and over the head. And then notice if the hips again have started to wander over to the right. See if you can pull the right hip back and draw the crown of your head towards your right foot. Of course, it doesn't need to touch there. That's just the direction that we're sending it. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, start to release the hands. Set your left hand down next to the right foot. Pivot on your back toes, so you come onto the ball and the toes of the back foot. And then reach the right arm up towards the sky for this twist. Option to drop the back knee here if that feels more accessible. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, set your right hand down to the inside of the right foot. Heel toe your right foot to the right side edge of the mat. And then just spread the fingers nice and wide. Step your right foot back to meet the left, plank pose. And now we're going to lower all the way down to the belly. Shift forward on the toes. Keep the elbows tucked into the rib cage, and you can do this knees up or down. See how slowly, with control, you can lower all the way down to the belly. Lovely. And then when you arrive, this time we're going to reach the arms down by the sides. And on an inhale, first of all, we're just going to lift up the upper body, squeezing the shoulder blades together, reaching the fingertips back. Gaze is down and just above your mat. Take a deep breath in, lift even higher. And exhale, release, lower down. Let one side of your face rest down onto the floor. Lovely. And now on your next inhale again, you're going to lift up. This time we're going to bring the feet and the lower part of the body up. So see if you can even lift your thighs away from the floor. Pressing into the pubic bones, squeezing the glutes, reaching the fingertips back. Take a deep breath in. Maybe you lift up a little bit higher. And then exhale, release. Resting the other side of your cheek now down onto the mat. Just pause in here. And then when you're ready, start to slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Press yourself back into a child's pose. Open the knees nice and wide. Send the hips back. Rest the upper body forward. And now this time, maybe you stay here with the arms reaching forward. Maybe you lift the palms of the hands again and gripping the fingertips into the floor. Or you can bring the palms of the hands together and then bend the elbows, bringing the hands to the back of your head. Maybe walk in a step forward with the elbows. You take more of a stretch into the armpits and the sides of the body. Take a few slow, deep breaths here. Again, feeling the breath, feeling the expansion that comes with the breath. That subtle stretch that comes each time you inhale. And each time you exhale, can you soften a little bit more? And then if you had the elbows bent, you can re-straighten the arms. Bring the palms of the hands to the floor. And then slide the hands down the mat underneath your shoulders. Press your way up. And then draw the knees together. We're going to sit back onto the heels. And then from here, reaching the fingertips behind you. Pressing the hands into the floor. And then lifting the chest and the gaze up towards the sky. If this is not accessible and you can't reach the floor, then you can also just reach the fingertips back and lift the chest up towards the sky. So we're finding this arch in the lower part of the back and this expansion and opening of the chest and the shoulders. And we're going to stay here for 2 slow breaths. So wherever you are, again, as you inhale, see if you can focus on sending the breath into the chest so you feel that expansion, that spaciousness in the chest. Breathing out slowly. 1 more breath in. And as you breathe out, start to release, bringing the hands back beside your knees. And then just start to walk the hands back forwards. Back forwards. You know what I mean. I've thrown myself off now. Tuck the toes under and lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here in your downward facing dog. On your next breath in, reach your left leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. On an exhale, draw the knee into the chest, and then let the foot come in between the hands at the front of the mat. Maybe you step it there, maybe you use the help of the hand to drag it there. Now you're going to pivot the back foot, so the toes are facing the long edge of the mat, and we're going to inhale, again, windmill the arms up into warrior 2. Stay where you are. I'm just going to change position, so I'm facing you. So just checking in, making sure you can see your big toe inside the knee. The back leg is strong and active, pressing down into the outside edge of your right foot. Nice big bend in the front knee, arms are reaching out towards the sides. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, maybe you find a little bit more depth there in the front knee. And then start to release. Bring the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders up, back and down. Draw the fists away. As you inhale once more, open up through the chest, gaze up towards the sky. And as you exhale, send it forward, bringing your left shoulder to the inside of the left knee and the arms reach up and over the head. Again, just checking in with the hips. Notice if they've swayed over to the left. See if you can pull the left hip back. Take 1 more deep breath in here. And then exhale. As you release the hands, let the right hand land down to the inside of the left foot. Pivot on your back toes, so you come onto the ball and the toe of your right foot, and then reach the left fingertips up towards the sky. Again, option to drop the back knee if that feels more accessible, or you can keep it lifted. Finding as much length as you can from your right wrist to your left fingertips. Take a deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, rest. Set your left hand down to the inside of your left foot. And now this time, drop your back knee and step your left knee to meet the right. We're going to sit all the way back onto the heels once again, and then just shift the legs over to one side so you can come and sit down on your butt. And then from here, we're going to roll all the way down onto our backs. So you have an option. You can reach the arms out in front, or you can hold on to the knees. And we're going to slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, lower all the way down to the floor, embracing any wobbles, any shakes. If you get halfway and you kind of flop back onto the mat, it's all good. It's all part of the practice. Building strength here. And then when you finally make it to the floor, hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. And then bring in the soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall open nice and wide. And then reach the arms up and over the head. Take hold of opposite elbows. If you're here and the elbows are sort of floating up in the air and hovering, then instead just reach the arms out to the sides with the palms facing up. We're just looking for a gentle opening in the shoulders there. And wherever you're at, bring awareness back to the breath now. Seeing if you can slow down the breath now as we start to slow down the practice. Shifting into the parasympathetic nervous system. By making the exhale a little bit longer than the inhale. From here, start to release the elbows if you had them held. If you had the arms out to the sides, you can just slide them down. We're going to use the help of the hands to draw the knees back in to touch. And then just take a little rock with the knees from left to right, just releasing any tension there in the hips. And then the next time your knees drop over to the left, let them stay there. Maybe shift the hips over to the right a little bit. And then reach the right arm out to your right side in the shape of a T. And the gaze is either up towards the sky, or you can look over your right shoulder if that feels comfortable. For me it does not, so I'll keep my head looking up towards the sky. And then you can place your left hand wherever feels nice. I like to place it on top of my right knee. Some people like to place it on their lower belly, and that way you can really tune into the breath again, coming in and out. Wherever you are, just notice here if there's anywhere that you're still gripping or resisting, holding on to tension. See if you can use your next slow breath out to release and soften a little bit more. Knowing that all the hard work is done now. Slowly making our way into Shavasana. On your next inhale, draw the knees back up through center. And then we're going to take it straight over to the other side. So you might like to shift the hips over to the left first, and then drop the knees over to the right. Reach your left arm out to the left side in that T shape. And let your right hand land wherever feels more nourishing, more comfortable for you. Choose a position for your head that feels right. And then once you've chosen your position, bring your focus right back to the breath. This is the whole point of yoga. The reason we do the physical practice, the asana practice, is to prepare the body for meditation. So see if you can already start to shift into that meditative state by just focusing on one breath at a time. On your next breath in, start to release, bringing the knees back up to your chest, and give yourself a nice big hug, a nice squeeze, hugging the knees into the chest. And then as you exhale, start to release for your final resting pose, Shavasana. So get nice and comfy. Let the legs be maybe even as wide as your mat. Let the feet just flop wherever they naturally land. Tuck in the shoulder blades under just to create a little bit more space into your chest, your shoulders. Arms down by the sides, palms facing up. Eyes closed. Shavasana, our final resting pose, also known as corpse pose. And the idea here is to find complete stillness, not only in the body, but in the mind as well. And one of the easiest ways, not that it is easy, but one of the easiest ways to find stillness in the mind is by focusing all of your awareness on the breath. So feeling the cool air on the tip of the nose as you breathe in, and then following that journey of the breath as it travels up through the nasal passage, through your mouth, the back of your throat, down into your chest, your lungs, your lower belly, feeling all of that space start to expand as you breathe in. And then breathing out slowly, emptying the air first from the lower belly and the lungs, the chest. And watching the breath as it exits the body, as it leaves through the nostrils, feeling a little bit warmer than when it entered. Just using the next couple of moments here in the Shavasana to meditate in that way, just watching each breath as it comes in and out of the body. Taking one more nice deep breath in through the nose, fill the belly all the way to the top. Biggest breath in you've taken all day. And release through the mouth, even making an audible sound if that feels good. Reach the arms up and over the head, draw the feet together, take a nice big stretch. Maybe invite a yawn if that feels good. And then hugging the knees into the chest one last time, giving yourself a little squeeze. And roll your way onto one side, just resting here in a fetal position for a few breaths. Maybe using the arm as a pillow for your head. Noticing any subtle changes in the body.
and the breath. Maybe you feel a subtle change emotionally, energetically. Remembering that there's no right or wrong, we're just noticing, just observing, just building that mind and body connection. When you're ready, you can keep the eyes closed and just slowly and gently start to feel your way back into a comfortable seated position of your choice. When you arrive, sitting nice and tall, find length in the spine. Bring the palms to touch in front of your heart. And just taking a moment, noticing how you feel. Maybe with all that expansion into the chest and those shoulder openers. Maybe you feel like you have a little bit more space to breathe. Maybe you don't, that's also okay. Thank yourself for showing up today, for rolling out the mat, for moving the body, slowing down the breath, taking care of your body and your mind. You should be very proud. Bow the forehead down to meet the thumbs. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed the practice. I am very new to this, filming, teaching online. So if you have any feedback or any comments, if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. But yeah, if you have any comments or feedback, please leave a comment just to let me know how you found this class. It's really helpful for me. I'm here to provide classes for you, so if there's something in particular that you'd like to see, then let me know. Just drop a comment. Let me know what you want to see, and I can film something especially for you. Yeah, and also if you liked it, I would love to hear about it. I'd love to hear what you thought of the practice. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you so much.